Sir, I must request that you step back from the flag. The airport manager's voice cut through the thick tension, firm yet wavering, his hand lingering just inches from the casket draped in stars and stripes. The Marine remained unyielding. His gloved hand rested steadfast on the flag, posture rigid, gaze fixed ahead, silent. Travelers froze mid-stride. Conversations fell silent. The air grew denser than the weight of existence itself. At Gate 42B, a quiet battle unfolded, not with weapons, but with honor. I said, "Step back. You're not permitted to touch the cargo." The manager pressed, louder now, motioning for security to advance. He didn't grasp it. He couldn't. No reply came. Then the Marine spoke, his voice steady, deliberate, as if etched into his very being. "With all due respect, sir, this isn't cargo. This is a Marine, and I will not abandon him." A TSA agent stepped in. "Look, we have rules. You're holding up operations." The Marine turned his head slowly, eyes locking with the agent's. "There are rules, and then there is duty." Behind him, the American flag lay flawlessly across the casket. No crease, no imperfection. Beneath it rested Corporal Ethan Caldwell, killed in action, 23 years old. He'd never walk home again. Ethan wasn't just any soldier. He was his soldier. The one he'd trained, laughed with, carried through Afghanistan's rugged hills after Ethan sprained his ankle on patrol. Now he carried him one final time. The Marine Corps had tasked him as the escort, a sacred responsibility. No exceptions, no distractions, no letting go of the casket from the moment it left the aircraft until it reached the family. But this airport didn't care. They were behind schedule. Bags needed moving. Gates needed clearing. What was one more box to shuffle along? "Sir," the manager said again, irritation clear, "this isn't a funeral parlor. We don't hold ceremonies here. Step aside, or we'll remove you." He could have explained. He could have spoken of the code, the ancient tradition of guarding the fallen, the silent vigil, the salute. But something deeper anchored him. Memories surged. Ethan talking about home, his mom's lemon pie, his dad's fishing trips, his sister's graduation he'd missed. The way Ethan hummed country roads after missions, joking it was his soul's compass. This wasn't a shipment. It was a farewell. And the only thing keeping it from being overlooked was him. Just then, a small voice pierced the mounting tension. "Why's he touching the flag, Mommy?" A girl, no older than 6, clutching a tiny teddy bear, had wandered near the crowd. Her mother shushed her, but the Marine looked down, offering a gentle nod. "Because he's making sure someone gets home." The manager faltered. The security guards hesitated. Something shifted, as if the weight of sacrifice was finally sinking in. The Marine leaned slightly, his voice a soft murmur. "This man gave everything. This flag isn't decor. It's a vow." And with that, he began to walk, slow, steady, hand never leaving the casket. He led the honor march through the terminal, not because the airport allowed it, but because duty demanded it. People rose to their feet. Hats were removed. Hands covered hearts. A veteran in a wheelchair saluted. Tears streaked down faces. No one stirred. Phones emerged, not for spectacle, but for memory. Someone began to sing the national anthem, softly. Others joined. And in that bustling airport, time stood still. By the time they reached the family waiting at the gate, the Marine's gloves were drenched with sweat. His back ached, his throat burned, but he never faltered. The mother collapsed in tears at the side of the casket. The father saluted, trembling. The sister sank to her knees, whispering, "Welcome home, Ethan." The Marine stood in silence. Only then did he gently release the flag, folding it into a perfect triangle. He knelt, placing it in the mother's hands. "He didn't die alone," he said. "He was loved. He was honored. As he rose, every passenger watched in quiet reverence. The airport manager, shaken and red-eyed, stepped forward. I didn't understand, he whispered. I'm sorry. The Marine gave a single nod. Now you do. Applause erupted. Not loud, but slow, respectful, a ripple of realization echoing through the terminal. Because in that moment, America remembered. If this story moved you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and leave a karma in the comments below.